Hello, everyone. It is Father Mark, and we are back with our saint of the day. And in fact, we're talking about three saints of the day. I'll try to get all their names right this time. They are three Pope saints. So we're going to start off with Angelo Giuseppe Roncali, or better known as Pope Saint John the 23rd. And then we have Giovanni Mondino, who is better known as Saint Paul the Sixth. And last but not least, we have Caroltia, or better known as Pope St. John Paul II. Anyways, these are men of great faith and wonder. They're popes that have all lived throughout my life. I was born during the reign of John the 23rd. I was introduced to popes in my life as a young man, young boy, with Paul VI. And of course, Pope John Paul II was pope through most of my adult life, 1978 to 2005 when he died. Who are these men? Well, they are men of great faith. Pope St. John the 23rd. Most people never thought he was going to be pope, and yet he became pope after being a papal ambassador in places like Bulgaria, Turkey, and ultimately in France. He began the Great Second Vatican Council. He was known a lot as the Pope of Mercy. He famously said towards the end of his life that the church's theology has not changed. It's just that we were now going to use the medicine of mercy and not of severity. Pope Paul VI, St. Paul VI, also different than John the 23rd because everybody thought he was going to be pope. A man of great intellect, of great skill, teaching and witnessing to the faith is the thing that he proclaimed most boldly. He was also in 1964, a year after his election to the papacy, visited the Holy Land, the first pope to do that, and was such a great blessing. Once again, proclaiming peace in his homily there on peace. I'd encourage you to Google and to read that. It's such a wonderful, wonderful reflection on peace and such a great prophetic voice. Of course, he is famously quoted for saying, if you want peace, then we must work for justice, right? The peace and justice are two hands that go together. And then, of course, John Paul II, born in Poland, suffered much tragedy in his young life, of course, living under Nazism, then communism, being called to the priesthood, made bishop in 1958, and then attended the Second Vatican Council as a young bishop. And then, of course, was called to be the Pope in 1978 after the death of Pope John Paul I. And we saw throughout his papacy, right? One of the things I most remember is, first of all, on the steps on the balcony as he was declared Pope, "Be not afraid," echoing the words of Jesus. Go boldly into the world, proclaiming the face of Jesus Christ. And then ultimately also that witness of being that young and vigorous man who hiked the mountains and skied the sea slopes, skied the slopes, but ultimately died of Parkinson's. We saw his suffering, his decline. And even on that last Easter Sunday where he went on the balcony, feebly and yet witnessing to Jesus Christ. Why do I love these popes? Well, I kind of explained it already. I don't think I have to do it again. Forgiveness, mercy, blessing, vigorous proclaiming of the gospel. How we see that each pope is a little bit different, and yet they are the vicar of Christ. They are called to lead our church. As Pope Francis, Pope Francis is different, and Pope Benedict XVI was different. Of course, all of these three of these men called the papacy to lead the church. So anyways, that is why I love them and care for them, because they are the popes of my life. Anyways, St. John the 23rd, pray for me. St. Paul VI, pray for me. St. John Paul II, pray for me and for us. Give glory and praise to God, and glory and praise to his saints, and glory and praise to all of you, and we will see you in the Eucharist. God bless.